And it does raise the issue, I guess, which is constantly being raised, which is what are you making your art for? And that is probably the thorniest, most difficult issue that the artist faces constantly, which is the feeling that you're working so hard for no discernible purpose. Like if you have a commercial project, what's nice is here's what the client wants, here's when they want it, boom, you delivered it. It's their job to figure out any like further audience past that. But sometimes I get really hung up on like, why am I making these little olive movies? Even though you'd think it'd be obvious. It's like, oh, she'll enjoy watching them, grandmothers. But it's a lot of effort. I mean, editing is incredibly time consuming, and I don't always know why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that just extends to all the art, right? And you think, why do I want to do this thing so much? And I'm putting so much energy into it, all my extra energy. And I don't even know what it's for or who's going to see it. That's, I think, the hardest part. And I guess it's always been there. But the fact that time is even more precious makes it sometimes feel that much more like an irritation. Like that if you can't answer that, I can get really worked up. Like, why am I, like, should I be making this olive movie? Maybe I should be finishing the paintings. But then the paintings will be like, well, it's not like you even have a show. Why are you worrying about the paintings? Maybe you should work on your website. Maybe you should, it's just... And none of these things can ever be answered. And usually like 2 years later, you have that moment where you're like, this is why I did it. See, I am vindicated. So I kind of have to try to remember that when I'm doing it, because I do believe in intuition and just going with things, but I don't know. Most of the time I don't know what I'm doing or why I'm doing it. Isn't that right, Olive?
You're doing it for you first.
Andy says I'm doing it for me.